Imagine if you had a website that is able to display content on your website based on rules. That's amazing. Now, this is the feature that Divi released called the Divi Condition Options. This feature is so powerful. Let me show you how it works. Okay, so over here, I've switched on to my website. The very first thing you need to do is to make sure you don't have any updates. So you want to be running the latest 4.1 update from Divi. Okay, so you want to come over here to Appearance, click on Themes, just to check what version you're running on. So if you click here on Divi, you'll notice that I'm running the latest one, 4.11.1. Okay, so once you have this installed, pretty much you're good to go. Now, for our first example, in fact, let me show you where all these features are. I'm going to create a brand new page by coming over here and clicking on Add New. So I'm just going to close this and give this page a name. So I'm just going to call this Login Now. Okay, let's use the Divi Builder. All right, so for this page, we're going to build from scratch. Okay, so I have my page created. So what I'm going to do now is just to add a module in here. So I'm going to go in and add a blurb and show you now where these features are. So I'm going to select my blurb and I am going to save this. So let's first now see where we can find the new Divi Condition Options. So to find these, what you need to do is to go into the settings of either your sections, rows, or even modules. Next, you want to come over here to Advanced, and then this is the option Conditions. So you select that. So the conditions are for this section because I'm in the section settings. So if you click on this plus button, here are all our conditions. So let's say, for example, I want to set a condition based on login status. So I could say, okay, this will display if user is logged in. If they're not logged in, they will not see this. Okay, so that's one condition. There's quite a few we can choose from. So for this condition here, we could say post, and then we can say display only if the post is Lorem Ipsum or Hello World. Let's go for another one. We can even go as far as displaying this if your product is whatever product it is. So as you can see, this is super powerful. You can do a lot of display conditions using this feature. Okay, so now that we know that we can do this on sections, let me just show you quickly that you can also do this on rows. So on the rows, I can click here on this gear icon, go to Advanced, click on Conditions, and again, we'll have our same conditions for the rows. All right, now it's time to show you how we can use these conditions in real life situations. So in the first example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a login page. And on that page, I want to show a specific message for those who are logged in and another message for those who are not logged in. So basically, if you're not logged in, I need to display a form to say, hey, log in, right? If you're already logged in, then I can show the contents. Let's do that. So over here, this is where my message is going to go. In fact, you know what? Let's add a login form. Okay, so I'm going to click here on this plus button and search for my login form. And here it is. So I'm going to type my message here. Okay, so here's my message. The title here just says sorry, and you need to be logged in to view the contents. Okay, great. So let's just stylize this quickly. I'm going to come over here to the background, give this a background color. And I'm also going to give this some rounded corners and also customize the text. So with the text, I'm going to go in, set this to Poppins because my site has Poppins as my main font. So let's increase the size a little bit here. And I'm also going to do the same to the paragraph by clicking here on this little blue icon. So let's change this as well. There we go. Let's increase the size, maybe to about 16 or 17. Okay, that's looking great. Let's give this some rounded corners just to make this look much better. Okay, so I'm going to go to border. Let's give this 5. There we go. Okay, so I'm not going to worry too much about this side here. So let's just leave this as it is. And then finally, let's adjust the width of this form. I'm going to come over here to sizing, and I'm just going to reduce this to about, let's go 76. We're going to center it. And now, before I exit, this is where we need to go and decide how we're going to show this information. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to duplicate this. So now I have 2 of these. So in the top one here, what we're going to do is to go into the section settings because I want to do this based on sections. So I'm going to come to Advanced, Conditions, And then I'm going to click on this plus button here and say, okay, logged in status. So display only if user is logged out. Okay, that's what we need right now for this one. Bang, I'm going to save that. And here it says if you are using a caching plugin, this should be excluded from your, basically you need to remove this page from the caching because this won't work well. Okay, so I'm going to save that. Now let's go on to our next section here. And this one here, I'm going to delete this, add a video, because that's the content I want people to see when they are logged in to this page. So I'm going to say video. Now we can do a few things with this video. We can come over here to overlay and we can add an overlay image. So let's say this video is about maybe travel. I'm going to select that, upload image. So now we can see here that it is updated. Okay, so I have this video set. I'm going to save that. And I also need to add maybe some text to explain what this video is about. So I'm going to click here and add text module. Okay, so I've got a bunch of text here. I'm going to center it. In fact, I'm going to center everything like that. And then I'm just going to make this bold. And then I'm going to come over here to design text and set this to Poppins because this is the font that I'm using throughout this tutorial. Okay, great. So I'm just going to increase the size a little bit here and save. All right, so let's bring this to the top of the video like that. Now this video is a bit too wide. I may need to go in here and reduce the width by coming over here to design, sizing, and let's bring this down a little bit, maybe to even about 66. Great, I'm going to save that. Now here's the thing. I want this to be visible to those who are logged in. So I'm going to come over here to section settings, advanced, conditions, click on this plus button. So I'm going to say login status, user is logged in. So that's when this is going to be displayed. I'm going to save that, save one more time. So now what we're going to do is to test and see if this is working. So I'm going to exit the Visual Builder now, save and exit. Okay, so straight away, I am logged in so I can see the video. Great. But what if I am logged out or a user is logged out? Well, let me show you what we can do here. I'm going to open my website in an incognito window. Okay, I'm going to paste my URL like that, and we should see the login form if this works okay. And bang, you see, it's working now. So the same page is the login now page. I'm showing this message here because the users are not logged in or the visitor is not logged in. But when they are logged in, the same page, they can see this content. So as you can see, this is super powerful. It is amazing. You can use a lot of these conditions in so many ways. Your creativity is going to be the limit of how you can use this feature. Let me do another example. Okay, so this time, the idea is, let's say you are an affiliate marketer or you write blog posts, right? So you want that when someone lands in a specific blog category, they get different messages based on the category. Now, why would you do this? Well, let's say your blog is about travel and you have a category of posts that specifically focus on the clothing that you wear. I mean, it could be hiking stuff or whatever it is. And another one could be maybe the photography gear that you use. So you would like perhaps maybe give discounts or offers to those that go to the category of the gear, or have another offer for the category of the clothing stuff. Let's do that. Okay, so let's dive in. So back over here, I'm going to go to dashboard, and then I'm going to come to my, where are we? Let's go to posts, click on, so I'm going to start by adding my category here. In fact, I can just start typing here. So my first category is going to be called filming gear. And I'm just going to edit this uncategorized, change this to hiking clothing or something along those lines. Great. So let's change this from uncategorized to that. Okay, update. So here we are. We have two categories, and if you want to see these categories, you can just go to all posts, and you can see here we have these two, one in hiking and, in fact, both in hiking. Let's change hello world. I'm going to go in and click on edit. We're going to change this to a different category. So we want this to be under. Let's come over here. Where is it gone? Oh, there we go. Categories, filming gear. Okay, update. So now we have these two posts in different categories. Fantastic. And just to make this look great, okay, in fact, we have an image here. It's not related, but that's fine. Right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to demonstrate that you can use this new Divi Condition Options also in the theme builder. That's how powerful it is. Let's dive in. Okay, so over here now, I'm going to go to my side, go to the theme builder here. Okay, so what we need to do is to go into the blog posts. Okay, the blog post template. So we're going to go in here. So now I need to set two messages. So let me just delete this and I'm going to add a new row, single column. And in this row, just to make this different, I'm going to go in and give this a background color so that we can see what we're doing or what we're working with. Okay, so that's our background color. I'm going to go in and further just give this a bit of color here. And on the design, I'm going to go in and, in fact, I'll leave this as it is. Next, I'm just going to drag this to the top because it's easier if we had this at the top, because that's where we're going to have our message. So the idea here is to display information based on the post category. Okay, so my first one here is going to be a call to action. So I'm not going to go in and really stylize this. I'm just going to add a link here. So I'm going to go to background. Let's change the color. Okay, and let's also add a button URL to show the button. Okay, great. So we have a button URL here. And in the design here, let's just give this a bit of padding, left and right. Let's make it 20. Okay, that's great. And also in here, let's give this a bit of padding as well. Go to design, spacing, and left and right. Okay, so we just want to give this a bit of a design, okay? So that's the message that we need to show for anyone that goes into the hiking gear category, okay? So this is the message. And to make it also clear as well, I might as well go in and just rename this, yeah, to hiking gear. So let's call this hiking clothing, I think. That's what I called it. Okay, great. So we got hiking clothing. So we're going to save that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this and add another one. So I'm going to duplicate it. So this one here is going to be, let's add a different background color. There we go. So this one here is going to be different because we want this to be the filming gear. Okay, we are going to save that. So we have two here, the hiking gear and the filming gear. So now let's add our condition. So I'm going to go in here, go to advanced, conditions, add condition. So now I am going to say post category. So display only if the post category is. So over here, if you scroll down all the way down, I have filming gear. So this one here is for filming gear. So I'm going to go ahead and select that and save. Save one more time. Now this one here is for hiking gear. So I'm going to go in, go to advanced, and we need to go to conditions. And let's add our condition, and it's going to be post category. So this one here is going to be hiking. So I'm going to scroll down, hiking clothing, bang. Okay, so now hiking clothing is selected. I'm going to save that. Save one more time. And let's save this template. So in the template here, it shows both because it's just a template. But when we go to the actual post, it's going to show this information differently. Okay, so I'm going to save this and close out of here. Save all changes. So now let's take a look at our blog post. So I'm going to come all the way down here to posts. In fact, it's up here, all posts. Okay, so let's view our first post. And this one here is the Lorem Ipsum. And if all works well, it should show the hiking clothing message that we have because that's the category over here. So that's Lorem Ipsum, and this is Hello World. Hello World should show the filming gear. So again, I'm going to view this in a new tab. So let's start here with Lorem Ipsum, which is this one right here. So when I go to this one, you can see the message is now showing. And this could be a call to action for the hiking clothing. So this could be maybe perhaps you promoting a specific product that you are talking about in this video, or it could be, you know, asking them to join the mailing list. So that way, this will be a hiking mailing list and the other one will be a filming gear mailing list. Okay, so let's go to Hello World. And again, we're here. And this one here is showing a different message. So even if I refresh this, you can see that we are now able to show different messages on post based on the post category. So as you can see, the options are endless. Now I've got one more example that I need to show you, and this one here is one of my favorite. So what we're going to do with this is we are going to have a message on our website, on the bottom of the website. So this message is only going to show 3 times and it's going to disappear, because sometimes it may be that your visitors come to your website, they see that message over and over again. It gets annoying. So we want to show them 3 times and then make it come back after 14 days. Let's dive in. Again, for this one to work, we're going to go into our website here and we're going to set it up in, you know what, let's do it in the actual website body. So we're going to come over here, build global body. We're going to build from scratch, single column. So we want a post content because we want that all our content here shows on our website or on our web pages. So I'm just going to make this 100%. We're going to also do the same here, 100%, and save. So now we're going to use the part where we're going to use our condition sections. Okay, so for this, we're going to add a brand new section. So I'm going to click on this plus button here, regular section. And in that section, we're going to add a text message. Okay, so in here, we're going to say, click here to get your click here to become a VIP member, right? In fact, I changed my mind. We're going to call this click here to get 50% discount. Okay, so we're going to center this. And let's just change the font here to Poppins as well, so it looks quite uniform with the rest of my site. So here we go. I'm going to select that. And my text is going to be white here because I'm going to have a dark background because I really want this to stand out. So let's increase the size a little bit here and set my text to a very light color. And then let's save this. Okay, next, I'm going to come over here to my section settings, click on background and give this a background color. Excellent. So there's a few things I need to do here, and that is we've got too much space on the top and the bottom here. So let's fix that. So we're going to come over here to spacing and set this to, let's say 20. Okay, so now that's looking much better. Now, while we're here, what is important as well is to add your link to the 50% discount. So this is where you would add your link. So I'm just going to add a blank one. And while we're here as well, let's go to advanced because we are going to need to add our position. So for our position, we want this fixed and we want it fixed at the bottom. Okay, we want it fixed at the bottom here. Next, we're going to now go into our condition options and here we go. Conditions, click on this plus button and we are going to come over here, number of views. Okay, let's select this one and we're going to say number of views, 3. And reset after, we're going to say 14 days. But you can also choose hours, minutes, and so on. But I'm going to leave mine at 14 days. Okay, so it's going to display for 3 times per user and then show again after 14 days. I'm going to save that. Save one more time. So this is now our message. I'm going to save this. Now I can see here I have padding on this main section background. Let me just remove that. But this has nothing to do. In fact, you know what? Let's just make this transparent. And on the spacing here, just add 0 to the top and the bottom of this content area. Okay. But our main focus here is going to be this message that we have here at the bottom. All right. So now that we have this, let's go to our home page and see if this is going to work. So I am going to save all changes. And now let's go to our home page. Okay, so now when we go to our home page here and refresh, we should be able to see our message. And here it is. Click here to get your 50% discount, right? So this will always be at the top until we get to the footer. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh this 3 times so you can see or test to see if this message disappears. Okay, so we viewed it once. Okay, let's refresh. That's 2. That's 3. Now this should disappear. Let's have a look. Okay, so the message is gone. It should be back after 14 days. So as you can see, there's so many ways that you can implement the Divi Condition Options into your design process. Now, I'm going to be doing more tutorials and more scenarios on how we can use this feature to enhance our websites. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe by smashing the like button and also clicking on the bell notification. By doing so, you'll be notified when I release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.